Hello and welcome everybody to Let's Stream Evil Genius, my favorite game of all time. So I'm very excited to show this game off to you guys, this guy's off to you game. Because last time I streamed this, I probably had less than 500 subscribers. Which weirdly enough was only like a year and a half ago. Crazy how time flies. Alright, and I can see you chat on my right monitor, so I'll be able to communicate with you the whole time. So let's get this game going. Although, you notice how the game didn't freeze that time? No? No? Okay, I was gonna show you something cool, but it didn't happen. I guess this is a bad thing for me anyway. New game. We'll go on medium difficulty. Okay, now you get to select your evil genius. This is a 60s spy thriller strategy game where you are the evil genius making your volcano lair fighting the forces of justice. Now, of these three, my favorite is Shen Yu, but I'll explain what their abilities are exactly, because it doesn't tell you exactly what it does. Maximilian has a massive 90% discount on research. When you research things, you do it for free, but you're able to narrow down what should be going with what, so you know your research will be a success, and paying the money for him to narrow down is incredibly cheap. Alexis's ability is that her minions just lose loyalty much more slowly, and when a minion runs out of loyalty, they desert. And they can even steal money on their way out, or priceless artifacts. Shen Yu's ability is because of the chip in his brain, he generates, when he does acts of infamy around the world, the forces of justice have a harder time tracing him, and thus they react more slowly to gaining heat, so he has more time to prepare, and is all around more effective when doing acts of infamy. He's my personal favorite. All of them also have an ability of each one has an aura around them, of nearby minions will gain loyalty and attention because the boss is around. Maximilian's is a normal range with a normal strength, Alexis has a very weak one with a massive range, and Shen Yu's range is very close, however very powerful. So I'm gonna go with Shen Yu. Also, the henchman bodyguard he starts with is my favorite one, Kane. Ed's here just said in the chat that he's played a Flash game very similar to this before. Yes, I've played that one too. The name escapes me right now, but I've played that one too, and it's very clearly inspired by this game. It's a good game. Okay, so that does work. Okay, I have two monitors for the first time playing this game with two monitors, and I can actually scroll off the right side of my screen, and that might make things difficult, so I'm going to be using my arrow keys a lot. Alright, it's been a while since I seriously played this game, but I do know a few tips and tricks that I can teach you guys. First of all, agents of justice do not appear in the beginning. There are certain requirements before they will randomly, come to the island. But this is our island. There's no time limit, by the way, so it's okay to keep things unpaused and everything. This is all of the land we have to work with right now. We're going to be building our secret base in here. And anywhere that you see kind of flat land like that, or flat cliffside that doesn't have that reddish dark area, means you can put another entrance there if you want. The only ways on and off of this island for us are the two docks and airports. So we've got one right here, and one right here. So it might actually be a good idea to plop down a second entrance up here. The more entrances you have, the harder it is to hide, of course. However, I think it'll be very worth it. You know what, let's actually plan out the interior a little bit more beforehand. Let's start planning out the interior right now, in fact. Also, don't know why they give you 3 workers when you can have 5 at the beginning, but let's get 5 in here. Chat's filling up faster than I thought it would. Hi, chat. Chat, let me know if you can see everything okay. I know Twitch has been weird lately, so might have to tweak some things. So just let me know if everything's being okay. I do see one person who says it's not loading, but everyone else is saying so far it's good. So right away, what we want to do is we want to get a stronghold in here somewhere. That's basically our bank vault, because right now our bank vault is this open air spot right here. That's also where we pay for things, is with this rack of briefcases. We want a barracks so they have somewhere to sleep, and plus we want to get a lot of lockers so that we can increase our population limit. And of course we need a control room so we can start doing crimes out in the world. But we're going to need a corridor first. So let's start planning things out. Let's say we were to do that. What do we have to work with now? I hate not having the camera centered. Let's start making kind of a rough blueprint. I'm not great at base design, but we don't have every room unlocked, of course, but we will get them unlocked soon. Something like this wouldn't be too bad. I like having a control room pretty easy to access. However, you know what's actually a very good idea at this point? Is we'll remove that room. We can get people building that corridor. And we can go ahead and also get an entrance right there. So people can get building that. And we're gonna make a little compact area just to get the requirements. Just to get the requirements for this next mission objective to be done, so that we have more unlocked rooms, so we have more to work with here.
All construction workers are busy at the present time. Object purchase delayed.
So all we need is that. And that. Alright, so the control panel allows people to gain information on the world around us to commit crimes in. The memory bank is what stores this, so we can keep the information for up to a time limit if someone leaves their seat. Beds are for minions to rest in at night to get endurance back. And lockers, for every locker you have your population limit up by 1. There's a nice big purple border around the game screen. Yes, that's intentional. It's because normally that would be black space. This game doesn't actually support widescreen. Alright, and also we can get a fire extinguisher in here. And we can get doors on both ends.
All construction workers are busy at the present time.
Because I don't want the Forces of Justice just wandering in. Alright, so I think I'm actually going to keep my Evil Genius right here for now, just so whenever people go to pay, they get loyalty back. So what they're doing is they're grabbing those briefcases and bringing them to one of these airports, and then they'll come back with their dynamite or items or whatever they were purchasing, and then they'll go use it. These minions we have here are workers. They're the most basic form of unit. They're not specialized in anything yet. They are the only unit that can construct. However, most units can buy things. I believe anyone in the social path can, as well as workers, of course. Workers are mediocre fighters who can arm themselves with pistols once we buy pistols. And you know what? We're actually going to move our Evil Genius now. I can't drag a box. Your Evil Genius is the only person that doesn't do anything unless you tell him to. And our henchmen, which are people like Kane here, they'll wander around and do their regular stuff. However, you can manually control them. Minions you have no control over. They do what they're ordered to do, however, you can't manually order them. Also, the evil genius doesn't walk very fast. But you can see right there his aura around him. Blue being for loyalty, and what is it, purple? Purpley pink being for attention. Attention is the least important stat, whereas loyalty and health are the most important. Run out of health, you die. Run out of loyalty, you desert. Henchmen never desert, and of course your evil genius never does either. Your evil genius only has health. Nothing else for him decays. Doesn't even need to sleep. Okay, we can actually up our limit. That's what we can. We have a fucking locker right there. Well, I'll keep that at 6 for whenever it can accommodate it then. And you see these green boxes being brought in are, of course, the items. Oh, maximum minion level is being increased to 11! Set it straight to 11. Alright, now I'm actually using the fan-made patch because it fixes a lot of problems normally in the game. It fixes a few balancing things, but mostly this game did have a lot of bugs even after the official patches, so this is a fan patch I'm using that fixes those bugs. Unfortunately, it was made by not a very wealthy studio. Okay, so the way this works, by the way, is I set how many of each minion type I want. We, of course, only have workers so far. This is how many you can have total, and this slider is your recruitment of workers. You can slide it this way to get them in shorter intervals of seconds, but then you have to pay for them. Minions, you don't pay their wages because this is a 60s spy thriller, so it doesn't have to make sense. So if you set it to 1 worker per minute, which I have it set to right now, then they're free. So we're saving the most money by doing this. Alright. So we've unlocked World Domination, which is this. This screen, we can see the entire world. We can see what agency currently protects that place, and we can see the worth. Now, we don't really know the worth of any places that much right now, as we only have 2 people on computers right now, so we can only see the worth of Antarctica, which is 0, 0. It's got the 0 for cash, which means it's worth almost nothing to steal from, and 0 for shields, which means almost no agents of justice are there. You'll go pretty much unchecked there. Our notoriety is at 0, so we are harmless. And as you get your notoriety up, it unlocks more missions, it increases your minion rate, like how many minions you can have, and it also progresses you through the game more. Remember, this game takes place in the 1960s, so that's why a lot of these borders might be different. For instance, you'll see that Hammer, as in the Soviet Hammer, they control and protect all of the communist nations, so Cuba and all of the USSR, and of course the USSR is even bigger than modern-day Russia would be. Smash tends to be the weakest. They have a lot of Africa, they have the Middle East, and they have South America. They're the least competent. The most competent are Saber. They have pretty much all of the United Kingdom. They have a lot of Western Europe, even Central Europe, Australia. They have a lot of places colonized by England, such as India and South Africa. And all of North America, all the way through Mexico and some of South America, is protected by Patriot, which tend to be the second best. And all of Asia is Anvil, which are kind of in the middle. Also, Japan is weirdly with Patriot. Alright. Oh, look at this. Agents of Justice. A feeble investigator. Are these guys with Smash? Yeah, it doesn't say. I think they're generic ones, but I believe they are with Smash. So these guys respond entirely because we have an objective related to them now. We need to eliminate these investigators. So investigators are one type of agent of justice. They look for evidence in your base or on your island of crimes, and then if they take a picture of it and escape, then they'll bring it to their respective company, and that'll increase your heat with them, which is their idea of you doing something illegal. In which case, they'll start sending in more troops, like, for instance, spies, thieves, maybe even soldiers. So it can get kind of dangerous if you let them get away with too much heat. Investigators themselves, though, are not very dangerous as long as you keep it in check. Make a base in Sweden, please. You can't make bases in the world, unfortunately. However, it looks like Sweden would be Saber. So you're protected by the strongest government agency in the world in this game. And also, you have a very fun team in Civilization 5, so do with that information what you will. So we want to get rid of these guys. What we could do is give them a tag. The kill tag is when our minions see them, they'll know we need this guy killed. Capture means they know to knock him out and put him in a cell if we have one available. And weaken means that if we have social minions, they need to try and distract them from criminal affairs, bribe them, anything like that. How long have I been playing? I've been playing for like 20 minutes, maybe. 15, 20. These doors are both set to 2 security, by the way, so civilians can't open them. That's why they're waiting around for one of us to open it and pulling out that wrench every once in a while to try and pick it open. But I actually am going to set that to 1 so they can walk right out, because when I kill these guys, I want them to be outside, because no one else is going to spawn to see it right now. They're going to stay inside. No one else is going to spawn to see it right now. But I want the body bags to be away from the base, because going near a body bag actually lowers your loyalty. So it's not good to stay around them. One of our workers passed out from exhaustion. Because we don't have any social minions, we can't carry him to the barracks to rest. We only have 1 double bed. Would these guys leave the base already? Once we kill one of them, we'll unlock the freezer, which is where you can keep body bags with them not making your people disloyal and unattentive. Come on, get out of there. You, open the doors for them. Because if I switch to 1, sometimes they're just not interested in it anymore. Tongue-tied. Hey, buddy. You can come on over here. Oh, they're leaving?
Be very careful.
Nope, they're gonna stay.
Yes, yeah, very well.
Alright, I'm gonna have to kill him then. By holding control while I selected the tag, it tagged their entire group. And let's actually have Kane here use that to summon minions to him. That'll have minions in the general vicinity aware of the fight. And we're actually gonna have our evil genius stay by the body bags to help counteract it. You'll notice that I have a kill icon when I hover over my minions. It's a way of getting back a lot of loyalty if things get dire. You can execute one of your minions in front of the rest of the minions to make an example of them. So we've unlocked some new rooms. Also, we now have a trained civilian on the island, which normally you have to go and capture yourself, but this is kind of a tutorial thing the game does in the beginning. She'll be landing any moment now. She should be a little pink dot on the map whenever she appears. Now, I know for a fact we're going to get a maid, which will train you to get valets, the most basic social class. A valet can confuse enemies, making them think you're not doing anything illegal, by draining their awareness stat. If their awareness goes to 0, they'll kind of walk around in a stupor, unaware of anything around them, and waste their time. And if they've wasted enough time, then they'll leave without any evidence, and your heat will go down because they'll get agents coming back to the agency saying, I didn't find anything. Okay, time to get some more buildings, or some more rooms. So what I want to do, again, I'm just going to make a small example room here.
New room build order confirmed.
With 1 holding cell
Unpaused.
and a door.
Object
Actually, you know what? Don't even need the door. and we actually need to send some henchmen out in the world. Now, here's the first tip that I have for you, is it doesn't matter how much heat you have, you will not get any troops coming to your lands during... Let's send 3 in there. You will not get any troops coming to your lands during this stage of the game. It's not until you complete the objective of interrogating the maid that anyone will actually come to your lands and be hostile. So, so you can potentially steal so much money right now that you've maxed out your cash to all 9s. It would take a very long time because all you have are workers and 1 henchman. However, you could potentially do that. You can also go around the world and plot on a bunch of places, which is uncovering acts of infamy. Now, not all of them will be uncovered right away, even if you've met the requirements. They might get unlocked later as you've already met the plotting requirement, now you just need to meet the infamy one, or you need to have completed enough objectives, something like that. However, there are actually a lot you can do at this stage of the game because they only require workers to do. These are acts of infamy. Like this one is called Earplug. It requires 4 workers to be able to pull off. Operatives have uncovered a smash listening post and staging area for covert options. It appears that this cell has effectively curtailed criminals' activities in the region. Destroying the operations will send a clear message to the forces of good. A new power is rising and no pesky do-gooders are going to stop it. So we actually just arrived here. We have a little bit of heat already, but I did send in Lord Kane with them. See, he can actually boost information levels in the region because he counts as... his bonus he gives you is a lot like scientists will give you, where they boost the knowledge of the area. Now you have 3 stats here. The cash is how good they are at stealing, so he's good. At plotting, he's excellent, which is the best. And at fighting, he's only fair. So he's decent in a fight. Workers are terrible, terrible, and poor. They're about as bad as it gets at most things. You can see little cash symbols going up there because they're stealing. And you'll see little thought bubbles here sometimes because they're all plotting. Curtail, to remove or reduce. Thank you, Doug. I actually didn't know that. Okay, so we can set her for capture, and he'll go beat the shit out of her. You'll see she takes green damage, green being her endurance, because he's trying to knock her out, not kill her. And of course she panics and tries to run away, because she's just a civilian. But we have a holding cell there for her. And a holding cell is a very basic thing that any investigator can take a picture of and say, hey, look, they're doing something criminal. So we're doing good here. Now that money that's stolen will get transported back and arrive at the helipads. And every once in a while you'll have one of your workers run out, pick up the money, drop the suitcase in wherever your suitcase area is, and your stack of gold will go up. And our gold is, of course, right here. That's our money. Okay, so we've got the maid knocked out. She's gonna get carried to the cell. That'll unlock some more items. I believe that unlocks the interrogation chair. If you kill the maid, by the way, it just spawns a new maid because it's necessary for this objective.
New objects are available for purchase.
Alright, so we've got the interrogation chair.
Screen for new gold. Object has been ordered.
Okay, so once we interrogate her, that is when agents will start randomly appearing and we're into the game proper. So you want to make sure that you really know what you're doing before you do that interrogation. So what we're gonna do, why is the maid on your island anyway? Fucked if I know. So what I'm actually gonna do is once we have a decent amount of money here, I'm not gonna exploit that thing, but I've got a little bit of money coming in. I want to tear down these rooms, rebuild into a more intelligent build here, get this not out in the open so people aren't just stealing our money, and then I'll interrogate the maid and get things going. So for instance, this barracks and this control room are definitely get it moved. This definitely needs to get moved, because we can't afford to have the first thing you walk into the building and you find a holding cell. We want to put up some kind of a front. Also, we do need to clean the dead bodies. We have unlocked the freezer because we killed people. However, we don't have anywhere to put a freezer yet, because we can't so easily move a freezer because it's full of bodies. Now, right now, I kind of want to avoid getting too much heat with any one person. Oh, looks like we found another thing here. Chinese whispers, which we need a valet and a guard to do. So I'm actually going to go ahead and move Kane to plotting over here, and they're going to switch to stealing. So Kane, I'm going to have go around in the world a lot plotting, whereas I'm going to have a few workers in different places stealing, so every minute we get $1,800. That's a nice little chunk of cash. I love water. Alright, their attention is looking pretty bad, yeah. And we don't have a staff room yet for them to get attention back. So it's time we start planning out what we're gonna do. See that there, where he's just sitting there scratching his head like a sim? That means he's out of attention right now, so he's gonna stand around and just waste time for a while. Unfortunately, a lot of things sap attention. That's why it's important to have a staff room, which we'll unlock right after we use that maid. How's your loyalty? Your loyalty's good. Their loyalty's actually quite bad. I'm gonna go back to hanging out with them. Doing jobs like working at these screens and stuff tend to use up a lot of loyalty. There we go, stand right there, and you see their loyalty and their attention go right back up very quickly when they're around Shen Yu. He is one of the strongest things in the game for that. We'll use the Tesla trap later on. That is a fun one. Now, another thing I want to do, actually, before I get started too much on this, is I want to use up enough power that I'm almost using up all of it, because that is how you unlock the power plant room, which is where you put generators, which is one of the most important rooms in the game. Right now, we're using 7 power, and we're producing 20. You produce 20 by default, you don't need a generator for that. Once about, I think it's 80% of your power is being used, it'll turn yellow, and that means that your generators are being taxed heavily and will slowly take damage until they explode, unless of course you have technicians to do maintenance on them, in which case they'll be fine. Now, getting it to yellow is what unlocks the room to get generators, so that's very important, and generators are an especially important place to protect. Because could you imagine if the Forces of Justice got an infiltrator into your generator room and bombed it? Your whole place could power down, you can't do anything for your agents out in the field, all of your doors are unlocked, it could get really bad, your cameras are down, the lights are down. So it's very, very important. This whole area here, I think I'm actually going to convert into a barracks. I don't see why not, actually. Yeah, I think I'm going to convert this whole area into one big barracks. Or maybe even a staff room would be good here. I'll do part barracks, part staff room. This is going to be a very open area, in fact. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. But I'll keep this corridor closed off pretty well to help impede the Forces of Justice. Okay. I'm just planning things out right now. Now, if I want to get anywhere, I gotta start tunneling into here. So, it's a good idea to start planning around that. First of all, where do I want to move my control room to? I want that to be a little bit into the base. Let's actually get that scheduled to build right away. And of course, we can get a door on that. We already have a fire extinguisher, right? Good, we have a fire extinguisher. Those can only be used by social minions, not workers, weirdly enough. So once we get a valet, he can use the fire extinguisher if something catches on fire. Okay. Now we want to get... Oops. We want to get another armory. And we'll put it way over here somewhere. Put a door on that. And I want a decent amount of holding cells so we can fit 3 of them right there. We only need 1 interrogation chair. We can get another holding cell, actually. They're expensive, but they're important. You can also get small amounts of infamy by capturing someone and then getting your evil genius to personally mock them. However, you need to be careful because, as any agent of justice knows, as soon as the evil genius is done mocking them, there is a chance that the agent of justice will break free, Bond-esque, break free immediately after. Can you move to a bigger residence? Yes, halfway through the game, you'll move to a different island. And by then you'll have all the buildings unlocked.
Room construction unpaused.
Okay, we can get all these people building. Yep, all of them are going to go grab dynamite and stuff, that's good. Is your loyalty suffering? Oh, he's about to desert.
I think he
If you desert, I'm gonna make an example of you. God, he's motionless from attention in the range of the body bags. That's pretty bad. Okay, it's going back up. He's paying more attention to me than he is the other stuff.
I
You
think
better not steal my money.
who walk arrive.
He who walk arrive. Good Confucius sayings there. It's not really Tutorial Island because you do a lot of the game here. Really, this objective we're on right now is the last tutorial objective. The tutorials in a normal game where you're not playing it as methodically as I am, the tutorial would be done in 5 minutes. There is a separate island you can go to for Tutorial Island, however, it's a lot better than this. And for our control room, I think... Oh, the civilian just died of age, or starvation maybe. Whatever, a new one will spawn. And I'm actually going to extend this corridor a little bit.
New room build order confirmed.
For control room. Now, I need to start mapping out what is the optimal size for a control room.
Object has been ordered.
Because, of course, I want to be able to fit a lot of panels in it.
Depot now stocks new objects. New rooms are available.
How do I want to do this? I think what I should do, actually... Because we do need a lot of... Oh, we unlocked the hotel hub and the hotel wing, and the hotel lobby, and the hotel lounge. That is for distracting people, making them think this is a resort. Okay. Well, one thing I can do...
This object will be purchased when a minion is available for duty.
Is that. And then we have
All
one
construction
there.
workers are busy at the present time.
And then one there would block it, so we can't do that. I believe 8 is the number you're aiming for with this.
This object will be purchased when a minion is available for duty.
Right there. Then we're gonna have
All construction workers are
2
busy at
memory
the
banks.
present
So what we can
time.
actually do here then
Purchase delayed.
is we can save a little bit of room here. Change the dimensions of the room slightly if we're going to make this just a small control panel room.
This object will be purchased when a minion is available for duty. All construction workers are busy at the present
That's
time.
better.
Object
And of
purchase
course,
delayed.
get a door on that.
Room construction unpaused.
There we go. Doug says, I would think back to back. Yeah. You only need 7 control panels, I think. Might be 8. Says milkshake, bro. Thank you. I never actually knew the exact number. So that's 4. We have 6 right there. And then we can always make another one later if we want to. You know what? Might be a good idea to just extend this one now. Let's make the most out of this.
Object purchase order confirmed.
There. And if we're going to do that, make it a little bit more spacious, then we can afford to...
Object has been ordered.
That looks a little bit nicer, too. Not that I'm great at aesthetics.
Object has been ordered.
That's a nice, tightly packed room there. There, I think that's a pretty effective use of space. Looks really cool, too. It's going to be a really expensive room, so it's a good thing we have people out stealing right now. Speaking of... Looks like we found a few things here. So we're actually going to move him to... let's move him to South America, because I happen to remember it's very easy to kidnap a guard there, and I believe that kidnapping the guard there requires less workers if you've unlocked it. So we're going to start checking that out. And plus, Smash only controls 3 areas unless you really count Antarctica. Which I believe it does actually have an item you can steal early on that could be useful. Stealing loot of the world is very nice, because although Agents of Justice can try to steal it back, as your minions see your loot, it will regain their loyalty without having to see the leader. So that's very, 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 very useful. Hello, David McScavage? McSavage? There we go. No, McScavage. Alright. So we can almost get rid of that, actually. In fact, we can demolish that armory now. We don't need that anymore. Because we have a different, much better armory. In fact... do we have a new maid yet? I'm guessing she spawned somewhere. There she is. There, whenever someone sees her, they'll capture her. And right now they're working on blowing open that room. Which means I'm actually going to relocate him over there. We also need some room for a new stronghold. Now, where I want to put the stronghold, I'm not entirely sure yet. Actually, I could attach... No, I should put a freezer over there, is a better idea. It's sometimes nice to attach a very small freezer straight to the armory, so that your interrogated prisoners, you have a place to immediately dump them.
All construction workers are busy at the present time. Object purchase delayed.
There we go. That'll be a good place to dump the bodies, and these bodies have actually evaporated because they've been here for like 15 minutes. How far am I in this game? Not very far at all. We're almost ready to start the game proper. After the next objective is when enemies start randomly spawning and the game really gets started. I'm just making sure that the base is in decent working order with what tools we've been given before then. I believe that's the last stack of TNT before the control room will be opened up and ready. Yep.
I think
And it doesn't take them very long to prepare it. Come on. Any second now. There we go.
he who
So
walketh
the new control room is open. We just need to start buying the stuff for it. Which means we can demolish the old one now. Actually, before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and just move these to save some money.
Object will be moved shortly.
There we go. Save us a little bit of money. Money's pretty important this early on, especially considering how fast we're spending it and how slowly we're getting it. I actually want him to start plotting in Cuba now. because hammer places are also very easy to plot in, and I know there's some early stuff in Cuba I can do. When you dump bodies in the freezer, they no longer have a negative aura around them, in which it saps your attention and your loyalty. However, you still do need to wait quite a while before they go away. You think a furnace would be better for removing bodies? Probably. I think the Agents of Justice would smell that. Did we knock out the... Well, she's knocked out. Just gotta wait for someone to carry her in. They're so busy building and buying. Or a Shark Tank with lasers on their heads. And acid. You actually can get a pool of acid in this game. Okay, we now have a freezer. And we're getting some body racks in there. It's much more efficient than just dumping them on the ground. You can fit a lot more in a smaller area if you stack them vertically like that. And we want to get rid of this barracks soon. In fact, we might as well schedule that for demolition. Actually, you know what? Let's wait a little bit. All 11 minions. Oh, he already found something. And missile crisis only requires workers. We have 3 people stealing over there. We have 3 people stealing over there. Our heat there is low. Our heat in hammer territory is almost non-existent. And Patriot, they tend to be really gun happy about this stuff. We're doing pretty good so far, though. Polynesian Islands only need 2 workers to do fishy business. One of the lesser acts of infamy in the game. Have I seen the Austin Powers movies? Yes, I've seen all of them, but it's been many, many years. Stolen secret documents reveal that Anvil is implementing a new round-at-the-clock offshore patrol system using disguised junks filled with the latest in electronic detection equipment. We can stretch this fledgling operation beyond breaking point by feeding the local dolphin population fish-wrapped radios and sonar beacons. I love this game. The sense of humor is hilarious. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, actually, set it to get 2 guys, and we'll take those 2 out of Africa, so we don't need them there anymore. So that'll lower our presence there and Smash. That'll start going down. And now we have these 2 here. Now they can start trying to carry out this mission right now, but we don't know what it's worth. We don't know the heat we'll get. We don't know the risk. We don't know how long it'll take. We don't know anything because we don't have enough people back home on control panels. Oh, power plant is now unlocked because we're using up so much power. That's good. Because I want to get a power plant up and running. In fact, the power plant is going to be attached to the back of this room.
New room build order confirmed.
Now, the optimal shape for this. Gonna have to figure that out.
Room construction underway.
Power plants are very expensive.
Will be purchased when a minion is available for duty.
Now, what's optimal would be... I need to think about this.
All construction workers are busy at the present time. Object purchase delayed.
Okay, now if I were to put one right here, that means I can shave 1 whole row off the top, which I would like to do. So that's actually gonna be here.
This object will be purchased when a minion is available for duty.
So we can afford to save some money right there. Oh, no, that one was mandatory.
New room build order confirmed.
Gotta make sure that our technicians can reach it, of course.
Construction workers are busy at the present
Capacitors,
time.
we don't tend to need much of. That's, so if power does go down, your capacitors are an emergency battery for vital things.
Room construction
Okay, so we're just gonna have that going up for now. We're gonna definitely want a door there. Let me catch up on the chat a little bit. Why using that genius? He's not bad. I'm just wondering, Shen Yu? He is my favorite one. Agents of Justice respond slowly to heat gained through him, and he has the highest amount of intimidation. Now, actually, I want to get him to raise the priority of this because we're about to run out of power thanks to these machines we have going up. So, there. I'm raising the worker priority now, so they're dropping everything and getting that room done. If we run out of power right now, though, not a huge deal. Considering, what are the negative consequences exactly? It's not like any agents are showing up yet. There you go. See, that's what happens when you run out of power. Everything that requires power goes offline unless you have capacitors, which I don't have. And, of course, we need a door on that. Which means we see nothing of out here. So I'm actually going to get them starting to do fishy business. So we can get our first active infamy done. Even though the power back home is out. So right now we just play the waiting game. Things will pick up soon. Right now, we're just waiting on the preliminary things to get done. Again, normally you would have this done in 10 minutes, but I am methodical and making sure that this base is built to last.
Hello, Reverend Archer here with another message of hope from the Polynesian mission in Papua New Guinea. We had a wonderful turnout for the raffle last week, but the Hunt Shell first prize is still unclaimed. So check those tickets. Good news, chaps. Those anonymous ruffians got a nasty surprise today when they tried to pull off another evil plot. Well done to Anvil for sorting them out, although I do think they needn't be so heavy-handed.
Yep, looks like we failed there. Probably largely because no one was monitoring them. So those two died, but we're recruiting new ones. In fact, one's already being recruited, and he's back home to help with the building. Which is nice, because we do need more people back home anyway. In fact, I'm actually going to pull him out of Africa. We don't need him there anymore. You've already discovered Missile Crisis. Kane, I do want to move you, though. There's not much we can do in Europe right now. Or at least Western and Central Europe. So what I'm actually going to do is move him to India. Because there are a lot of early game things you can get over in India. He's going to plot there a little bit, then I'm going to have him come back home to help fight against the forces of justice who might show up thanks to these missions we've been doing. So we got more people back home right now, so the construction back home will actually go a little bit faster, more hands. And it looks like that room is almost done. There we go. Have I played a jazz punk? No, I don't think I know what that is, actually. And one of my cats, Millie, wants out of my room. Be back in 1 second. I have returned. There we go. Looks like they're buying 2 of the generators. That's good. I forget how much power each generator generates, actually. Later in the game, once we've got research unlocked, we can get more efficient generators. They give you more power and take up less space. However, they're very, very expensive. And that's not until research comes in, which research doesn't come in for a little bit. I believe we need to assemble the entire council first. Jazz Punk is a new comedy game? Never heard of it. Okay, good. They're finally transferring things over from the other room, so I can get rid of that soon. I've been waiting forever to get rid of that old control room. Oh, people need to hurry up.
Yes.
We've got a really effective control room, though, for this early in the game. I've got to say. Oh, is he going to go put down one of the generators? No, he's going to put down the door to the power room. Man, it's probably going to be really hard to work on the computers and stuff when you have 3 giant generators separated by one little wall. Probably really loud. It is actually kind of a loud room to hover over. So right now we're using way more power than we generate. Okay, good. You've got that. We can actually get rid of this room now. Perfect. And I actually want to... Now I want another room here, and then the corridor will come out of that. As for where we're going to put the stronghold, we'll have a little temporary one here that we're going to relocate later.
Construction underway. Object purchase order confirmed.
So we're going to get a temporary stronghold.
Paused.
In fact, we can make this... We can actually make this smaller.
New home build order.
Alright, power's back online. There we go. Now we're being efficient again. We actually have this whole room online. We just need enough people to crew it, of course, which is going to cause problems. That's it. You get 15 extra power per generator. Okay, so power's up and running. We're well in the green, so the generators aren't being taxed at all. We don't need a technician yet, although I do always like having a few technicians around. Never know when something's going to get damaged and desperately need repairs. And plus, they are the most primitive of scientists you can have in the base, so it's always nice to have some of them. We are evil geniuses, after all. So that room has been demolished. We can actually demolish that as well, and I'm going to replace that whole area with a barracks. Better yet, I could have a staff room there and a barracks on this side. And I actually want it to be an open-end barracks.
Minion capacity exceeded.
Oh, yeah. So I want big old barracks right here.
Room construction underway.
So for now, we just need some beds.
Object has been ordered. Object purchase order confirmed.
That's good. And of course, we need some lockers. I think I'll actually have like a camera right here, so let's
Object
just...
has been ordered.
It's good.
Object purchase order confirmed. Object has been ordered.
And that will be good for now.
Room construction unpaused.
Good, we're good. That's being built. Good. We actually need to relocate the briefcase rack into here.
Object will be moved shortly.
And money's already getting really low. We need more people out in the world stealing. I don't want too many people in any one place. So we're actually going to get 2 more out there. Get 2 in Hammer territory. Prime Hammer territory. No, I think Australia actually has more security than they have money. That's a bad place to steal from. Let's get one in Asia somewhere. I think Central China is where the money is. That'll be good for now. You'll actually move into Central China too and plot until we get some proper workers there to steal. Minions cannot reach a stream route. There you go. Now they can. And we can now demolish the old stronghold room. All the money will be transferred over to the new one, so we actually have a stronghold within the base instead of out in the open with no door. And that room's already demolished. Good, so they're working on the new barracks. Okay, after that barracks is complete, we'll be ready for the interrogation. And then I can get a training room going. Get the training room going. I'll get all kinds of good stuff going. Do I not have the fan patch installed? I thought I did. because then you would have the ability to also have the hotel lobby and stuff within your base, because having a hotel outside is actually quite useless. I hope I have the fan patch installed, because otherwise there's some glitches that haven't been fixed yet. I'll go ahead, and after this stream I'll make sure it's installed. And if not, then I'll just recreate up until this point. Okay. New money thing's taken care of. Is that demolished yet? God, they gotta demolish that already. Really wish I could speed this up. But no button to speed it up. Oh god, being sick's the worst. I've been fighting off this cold for weeks now. I have that kind of pain in the back of the roof of my mouth. That thirsty pain. It's the worst. Ooh, Ming bling bling. You can actually start stealing there. We need the extra income. We're making a decent amount of money now. And we'll be able to steal a library over here. In fact, we can steal that now. We only need 2 workers there. Well, we only have 3 workers back home right now, and they're trying to get this barracks done. Don't like the long run it takes to get money put away right now. That still needs to be demolished. We just have so few workers for everything we need to get done because we need so many people out getting, we need so many people out right now to get money. Okay, finally we can get buying things. I want to get more lockers already. Why do you need to steal the blueprints for a library? I don't know. You think it'd be pretty common sense, but apparently it's not. The library is like a staff room, in that the staff room increases the attention of your minions. The library is the equivalent for the smarts stat, is what it's called, which is the yellow stat. It's their intelligence that is sapped by, for instance, scientists doing research. It's taxing on the brain, so the library lets them relax, I guess. Some people in the chat are saying that Twitch is being weird and not working. Yeah, Twitch has been really bad lately. Let those guys in the chat know that this stream will, of course, be uploaded on YouTube after. So they should be able to see it over there if it won't work here. Okay, so people are going out and buying the lockers. That's good. As soon as the lockers are bought, I can start upping this a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and up it a bit, actually, right now. So 11... So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So at the end, this will be 23. So I'll just have it set there ahead of time so that no time is wasted to get the most out of this. And hopefully, if they're smart, they're gonna buy the lockers first, so that by the end of it, I'll have more minions so that they can work faster. Yeah, that's good. See you, Red Dragon. Really need to interrogate that lady sometime soon. Her identical twin sister has already died of starvation. We've uncovered a lot of plots very, very quickly. So we're getting 3,000 gold every minute. Oh, did she just die of starvation? Yep. Gotta look around for the new one, if she's landed. I don't think she lands instantly. Oh yeah, she's a civilian, so she comes in through the helipads and the docks. Is that her? I guess they were triplets. she, Oh, there she is! Arriving entirely just to die. Ah, I gotta straighten this thing out. Oh, God, that's annoying. Pet peeve. Really wish I could get over that.
Capture tag issued.
There you go. She'll inevitably get the shit kicked out of her. There. This is what the island looks like on the outside, by the way. Just looks like a big rock. It is a hidden secret evil doer's base, anyway. Man, money is tight right now. We've spent a lot on making sure that this base is good. Especially a lot between the control room and the power plant. Those were expensive ones. Come on, would they buy the lockers already? Yeah, it's easy to make it better, but expensive. Alright, now I'm actually thinking of moving them, because I don't want too much heat with Patriot early on. Because Patriot are usually the most trigger-happy when it comes to sending in well-armed soldiers on a kill-on-sight command. I don't have nearly enough heat for them to do that yet, but you can guarantee they're sending over investigators immediately. As long as we're getting one locker a minute, we're making a profit here. This is good. We actually have minions again, and we have 5 back home right now. That's a decent amount for getting this room up and running. And each one of these beds houses 2 people, of course. And we got 10 beds, so we can have 20 people sleeping at a time, which should be plenty. Sometimes it's smart to build stuff in outside in hotel buildings, like hidden generators and barracks. Yeah, I know some people like having miniature barracks and staff rooms all outside the island. I've never found it to be terribly useful, though. Sometimes having the backup generator battery things outside are nice. However, they can quite easily be bombed. Really high-level investigators and infiltrators will often take that as a sign of criminal activity, and you can't really hide it because you've put it outside, so I'd rather be safe than sorry. One unfortunate thing about this game is, in the beginning, there is a lot of waiting if you've decided not to immediately interrogate the maid. Once the game itself really gets started, there is still waiting. However, a lot of that time is spent actually doing things while you're waiting for something to happen. So, it seems significantly less tedious. Seven people back home now. Good. We actually have a decent amount now. Yeah, I know about that. If you set one of your alerts, or alarms, whatever you want to call it, if you set it and then click it again, you won't hear the beeping noise anymore, which is really nice. Yellow alert, for everyone who doesn't know, yellow alert means that they'll continue their normal duties, however, all of your people will arm themselves, and red alert is kill every enemy on sight. And of course, stand down is de-arm yourself, get back to work. Really, for a lot of the game, yellow alert is not a bad idea. It's just sometimes, if a soldier, for instance, if a soldier is not set to kill on sight, however, the soldier is set high enough on a heat, they'll shoot if they see someone who's armed. And they won't notice if a worker's armed because they just tuck in a pistol, but guards will carry like an assault rifle on their back, and if they see the weapon, they'll shoot. It's kind of the weakness of the sharpshooter, which is a really high-level guard. As awesome as they always carry a gun with them, and it's always visible, so that can sometimes come back to bite you. Although they are completely awesome. Okay, the barracks is in fantastic shape now. Our money is not in fantastic shape, however, it's functional. In those buildings, I like to put, you like to put decoy rooms and trap rooms. Yeah, I have tried that before, putting a bunch of corridors with just dummy traps and stuff in it. It's pretty good for wasting enemy time, however, it's very expensive. I've never been a big user of traps, although they are very good. I mostly build my base for efficiency rather than traps. Although I have seen some people with very intelligent traps. When I do put traps, I end up putting them much deeper in the base, in rooms like, you know, in armories, for instance, where if someone gets in there, they're gonna have to die anyway. Okay, the barracks is almost done. We're done spending money. Everyone's getting back to their jobs and everything. And we could wait longer, get more money. However, I think we're ready to get things going. So, Kane, you're coming back home. Now, how much money do we lose out on having Kane come back? How much was he stealing? Oh, he was stealing a solid 800. That's not bad. We do need more people out in the field, then. Let's wait until more people get in the control room. Because I want more of these people. I want more information on the world around us so I can remember how much every place is worth. So the best bang for your buck is usually Midwest. I do remember that. 9 cash, which is the highest, 7 security, which is very high security, but you're getting more cash. I know Australia is a pretty bad place to steal from. Siberia is meh. North Africa's not bad, actually. 4 money for 3 security. That's nice and low, and Smash is the weakest agency of justice, so might be a good idea to steal a little bit more from them. Let's actually send 3 guys into the Middle East to steal. We only have 1 guy here. How much do we need for that? Yeah, the other Ming Bling thing, I think that's in North China. Send 2 there and have one of them just leapfrog over. They will plot for now. Yes, Lord Kane is spelled with a K. Okay. So we are actually in good shape. He ended up being dropped off there, weirdly enough. And we actually need to steal this. So I'm going to send 2 workers over there. And they are going to plot because the West Coast has good stuff to do early on. Alright, the barracks is completely up and running. That's nice. Kane is already back on patrol at the base. Interesting thing about henchmen, by the way. If henchmen run out of life, they are only knocked out. The only way they can die is if they are defeated by a super agent 3 times. Kane is probably the worst fighter of any of the 3 starting henchmen you can have. However, his abilities are some of the best in the game, and it's nice to have a very good plotter early in the game. Silver the Hedgehog says, "Steal from the Arabs? I thought it was the other way around." Ba-doom, doom, 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 doom. Little Game Grumps joke there. I wish there was a mode where you could test all the traps and start with infinite money as a sandbox mode. I wish that too. I don't know why this game didn't come with like a level editor. I don't think it has one, at least. Okay, I'm actually gonna I'm gonna go tell Kane to knock her out because they're taking too long to find her. All right, all of the agents are out in the field now. And we can actually go ahead, and we know how long that'll take. No, we actually need more workers in here. I could always set that, but I don't like setting the time clocks. Yeah, you put your headset on. Okay. I'm actually going to go ahead and tell them to steal that, because I believe that's a really low danger mission. Oh, I thought it was an actual racist joke. No. The joke is racist-basist. It's, you say something, you say a really racist joke, and then follow it with a baseline. You wish there was a versus mode as well? See, that would be really fun. And, you know, like, I've actually talked about that with people before, and they said, like, I don't know how that would work, though. I'm not sure how you would do that. Well, you have it be, like, a kind of a mini-game mode, almost. Have it, have the versus mode be kind of like in, oh, what was the old game called? Peter Molyneux game, really old one, Populous, was it called? There was a recent remake that he made. It's currently in early access. I haven't played it in a while, but I actually do own it on Steam. I believe it's called Populous, though, was the old one. And that one did have a versus mode. And it works pretty well. It's kind of like a little, you do like a little 10-minute match thing against them. And you end by telling all your citizens to go attack them. That would be really fun. And yes, I would kill for a sequel to Evil Genius, but I don't think the studio who made this anymore exists. I think they got bought out, and the dev team got scattered. It's really unfortunate, because this is my favorite game of all time, is Evil Genius. And, of course, I love the old Dungeon Keeper games. Not the new one. Not the new fucking iPhone one. But, you know, Dungeon Keeper, this game was directly inspired by Dungeon Keeper. The developers of this game flat out said, we wanted to make a 60s spy thriller Dungeon Keeper. And here it is. Awesome, awesome game. Glitchy. Little bit buggy, just a little bit. And the fan patch really improves a lot of that, but super fun game. So they're stealing, that's good, that's good. We can see just about everything except the East Coast, which I don't remember that being a very good place to plot or steal. Oh no, never mind, Australia's 2-2. What place was I thinking of that has higher security than money? Oh, I forgot the Middle East was worth so much. Yeah, Middle East is another good one to steal from. Tons of money, a little bit less security. Well, makes sense, the oil industry and whatnot. Although Canada's oil industry is better. Thank you. Populous is the old one, Gaudius is the new one, that's right. I have Gaudius, and I haven't played it in a while, it's updated a few times since I played it, but I'm liking it so far. However, it does seem a little bit, a little Facebooky, if you know what I mean. It's a shame. I really hope it doesn't go in that direction. I hope it won't, because fans have been very vocal to Peter Molyneux about that. Although Peter Molyneux is well known as insane. So, who knows? Alright, I'm gonna interrogate her now. It's time to get this game really going. There. So we're gonna watch this interrogation. Watching interrogations is fun, and also it greatly increases the loyalty of the person who gets to do it, because it's fun to do, and onlookers like it too. I think they got bought out by EA. Yeah, I think you're right. It's not Gaudius, it's just Goddess. Gaudius is kind of a better name. You're right, it is a better name.
keeping you up to
There we
date
go,
with
we've
regional
unlocked the
events from
library.
California all the way up to Alaska. The story on everyone's lips today is the big felony committed earlier. No one knows who's responsible yet, but everyone's got a theory. Isn't that right, Bill? Yeah, even
God,
the
I love this
penguins
game.
in Alaska got a theory, Larry. Penguins are from the South Pole, Bill. Damn it, Larry. Why do you always show me up on air?
I heard Canada's trying to make a land grab for the North Pole because there's oil there. Yeah, Canada has got a huge oil industry. We're the United States' largest supplier of oil. It's why in Alberta you only pay like 6% tax. Over here you pay like 15% right now. It's fucking absurd. But I'm not complaining because the money's actually going good places. I'm more so saying it's absurd that Alberta pays so little tax when they're able to contribute so much. EA bought Bullfrog. And he's a valet!
New objects are available for purchase.
Alright, we've unlocked the valet!
New room blueprint is now available.
And the security camera. And the security desk. And the loudspeaker. Gavin loudspeaker. And the training room, which I'm actually going to make right away. Okay. First things first, and not second. We need ourselves a mess hall.
Build order confirmed.
With one mixer,
Object purchase order confirmed.
one regular counter,
Object has been ordered.
and a loudspeaker.
Object purchase order confirmed.
We've unlocked a lot of things here.
Paused.
Okay, so the mess hall is so they can get endurance back during the daytime. And a staff room is where they can get attention back. So we're just gonna make it this for now. Crawling chair. Yeah, I don't have the fan patch and content installed, I guess, because there's no egg chair here. I'm gonna have to install that later then. I don't know if it carries over to the same save file or if you have to start a new one, so I might have to recreate this area. So we'll get
Object has been ordered.
just a couple of chairs,
Object
a few
purchase
drink
order
machines, table tennis,
confirmed. Object has been ordered. Room
that building.
paused.
And first thing we need to do is start assembling the crime lords of the world, which are these big shiny ones, as we can see. In fact, there's one we haven't even found yet, I don't believe. You can switch to stealing now, in fact. Get a little bit more cash coming in. And we need to get a security desk.
Object purchase order confirmed.
And security cameras.
Object has
First we
been
had a
ordered.
camera there. And we don't really, I should have made a curve here so we could have a camera pointing right at that door. But a camera right here would cover it, actually. If we just, no, not destroy the whole room. That, there. Get a camera instead. That's a good spot.
Workers are busy at the present time.
And then the
Object
loudspeaker
purchase
right
delayed.
there. We want loudspeakers anywhere where a lot of people are going to be just hanging out and not busy.
Object purchase
Loudspeakers
order
are what
confirmed.
announces them to what the camera sees. And we need to keep keeping an eye on Europe here, or sorry, the world here, because I was reading the word Europe in the chat. Because every once in a while, security will start cracking down in areas, and we'll want to get our guys into hiding there so that they don't get killed in the field. Okay, so 23 is still our limit. We actually want a lot more minions. Oops. So we need a training room for that. So it's time to get a training room going.
New
in this training room, I'm mostly going to have military stuff.
Object has been ordered. Object purchase order confirmed.
Whereas over here,
Unpaused.
I can have a training room that is stuff that is not suspicious.
Room construction underway.
For instance, laboratory workshop for getting technicians.
Object will be purchased.
Most
when
importantly,
available for duty.
I want to have a good
Construction workers are busy at the
amount
present time.
of school desks for training valets.
Room construction.
So we're spending a lot of money here, a lot of money we don't really have, so we are going to have to wait for a lot of this stuff to come in. Would I ever do a Let's Play Mercenaries 1 or 2? I remember Mercenaries 1 just being okay, and I've never played Mercenaries 2. Okay, so let's take a look at these, let's take a look at our objectives first. We actually need another power generator soon. Okay, so first we actually do need to make the inner sanctum and a conference table. That is the inner sanctum for our leader. Then we need to capture someone who is in China. We know where he is. Someone who's in North America. Do we know where he is? No, that's someone we don't know where he is, but I believe he's on the West Coast. Could be wrong. Could be Midwest. And the last guy is in the Middle East. And we know where he is. You need 5 of each of the basic minion to get these guys. So that's your incentive to kidnap and get each kind. So there's a maid there. We already have that taken care of. Down here, we have the security guard. That's right. Security guard would get us the guard class, of course. And do we know technicians? Here we go. Here's a technician. I know you can actually get one more easily in Japan. I remember that much. Only requires 2 workers in Japan if you've plotted there a little bit. I think we've got things running pretty well. Of course, we have no money. Right as I say, things are going well. Looks like some agents have arrived. These are Smash. Pathetic Smash Investigator. That is the lowest form of Agent of Justice in the game, is a Pathetic Smash Investigator. Well, they're having fun with some invisible table tennis. And they hit the ball at the same time. The invisible. And right now we're just waiting on the money to come in, for the most part. Looks like the mess hall's already up though, so that's nice. Be even nicer if we had someone manning the security desk. But you know, competence. Not easy to come by. When it comes to minions, you always send 1.5 times the required number. Yeah, when you send the exact number, it usually doesn't cut it. Unless you got a henchman there. The henchman can usually offset it, as long as it's a good henchman. Stealing. Is everyone we have stealing right now? Yes. Everyone's stealing, good. Just making sure that we're making okay money. I could send in a lot more people and get the money much quicker, but I'd rather be careful. Okay, so we actually do have the training room over here up and running with the school desk, so we can start training our workers into valets, which is good. I want to have a lot of valets. In fact,
Caution, cannot accommodate this many minions.
I'm gonna go ahead and change that up a little bit. Valets are the thing I probably want the most of. I am a huge user of the weaken tag.
Critical weakening.
Actually, you know what? I don't even need to weaken them right now. I don't have enough valets to warrant it anyway. When a social minion uses weaken on someone, they then have to go rest or eat at the mess hall to get endurance back. It saps their endurance doing it, so you do need a lot of valets for it to work. And later spin doctors, who are these patriot burglars. They're poor ones. So I think the only thing they'll steal are artifacts and gold, and I doubt they're going to get all the way to here, but if they do, then I'm probably going to lock them up. Lock them up, then interrogate them for some loyalty, kill them off. Won't help my heated dogs, they won't go back empty-handed, however. It's still better than them stealing. If they steal, then I still gain heat. Oh, any second now. And valets, when sent out into the world, will help cover up and lower the heat of your criminal affairs. They can be quite useful even out in the field. Alright, so it is actually just past 4:30 and I've got some stuff to do soon. So I think that'll be it for the stream today. This whole thing will be uploaded over on YouTube very soon. I'm going to make sure that I have all of the extra content installed and the fan patch and everything. And if I don't have it installed, which I don't believe I do, and if it means I need to get a new save, then I will recreate square by square this whole base. And it's going to take a while, but I will. Square by square this whole base in the new patch. So let's go ahead and load and save. It's funny, if you don't patch the game, it says load save, which makes you think it's only for loading, right? But no, it's also for saving. It's funny, the company who made the game made fun of it in their patch notes at how stupidly named it was. And the default name, by the way, is Devious Plan, but I will name this Stream. Is it saved? Yeah, okay, it is saved. Okay. God, this music. If you listen to a lot of my old videos, you'll find that I use a lot of music from the Evil Genius soundtrack in my videos, because it's my favorite game of all time. So, thank you everybody for coming and watching the stream. This whole thing will be uploaded on YouTube very soon. You can find the link to that YouTube in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until next time, have a nice day.